Hey guys, happy Wednesday in our new time slot and day. Well, time is still the same, but the day is a little bit different. And yeah, so anyway, enough of that. Hopefully you guys remembered that we moved to Wednesdays. We have a really cute project today. You guys, this one is, it's just so cute. That's really all I can say about it. It's just that it's just cute. If you need a last minute gift or your kids are struggling to figure out, hey Amber, what to give dad for Father's Day? I've got a last minute craft that you guys can do easy peasy and your kids are really going to enjoy this one. Hi Rosalinda, how are you? So this one you need very minimum things, but there might just be one thing that we use in today's project that you might actually have tucked away in a closet somewhere. If you are a house that has kids or a house that has grandkids, because when I was growing up, my grandparents were the same way about this, and it's probably where I get this from, but we had a whole closet of board games. Tons of board games, right? And they took up so much room, so my grandparents put them in a closet where there were also sheets and linens and things like that. And that is, oddly enough, the exact same here at my house. Right in the hallway, we have a huge collection of board games, and some of them I actually have duplicates for. So I pulled out the old Scrabble board and I have taken some of the Scrabble tiles. We had 2 Scrabble sets, so this was, one of them could definitely live without some of the Scrabble tiles. So if you've got an extra Scrabble game laying around, this is going to be a great opportunity to use up the Scrabble tiles, because I feel like we haven't played Scrabble in a million years. And the awesome wood that's in there is so much fun. There are actually several projects you can use your old Scrabble board games for. This just happens to be one of them. Aw, I am. Thank you. So good to see everybody. Hi, guys. So this project also features some of my very favorite, which I feel like I say all the time, but I really love these dress it up buttons. These are sports themed, okay? And you can actually do this exact same project with any of your favorite dress it up buttons or ones that represent the dad in your life. But there are some really cool sports themes. So this is the baseball theme. This is the one we're going to use today for our project. But there are also some football ones. There are a couple of buttons missing out of this one that I have used. This one is my favorite. I'm a football fan, so this one is clearly my favorite. I use these little football buttons for all kinds of things. They look really cool. Like if you're doing like a Super Bowl party and you have like a spread of food and you need like a centerpiece, these are really cool for that. And then there is one called Tiny Sports Equipment as well. And so there are soccer balls, basketballs, baseballs, some footballs in there as well. So there are a lot, and this is just some. There are a lot of sports themed dress it up buttons that are available. There are also a ton of micro minis that are available. I pulled out Tiny Southwestern just because I feel like the color schemes kind of go with these, right? There's just some kind of, I don't know, dad's tie colors in here, right? I mean, unless your dad is into like super bright pops of color. There are some dark browns and a couple of different shades here. There's a really gorgeous blue that is in here. So yeah, I thought these were just a really good mix. So what are you going to need? Well, you're going to need a picture frame, and you may or may not have one of these laying around, but I got one of these from Walmart and I believe it was like 97 cents. No joke. I got this way before quarantine. I've had this just sitting on the shelf and it just came directly out of the craft department. There's not even a piece of glass that goes here, so you can put whatever you need to over the picture, or you can have your kiddos draw a picture and put it in here instead, which is actually what I think I'm going to do with the one that I've got. But any picture frame is going to do. If you do not have a wooden picture frame on hand, then you obviously can put together one using some craft sticks. But this is also one of those projects where you can go and check out like yard sales and thrift stores, number one, for the Scrabble board if you don't have one, because there is like always a Scrabble board at my local thrift store, always, which is probably how I ended up with 2 in the first place. And picture frames. There is a whole bunch of picture frames or mirrors that you can take the mirror out of. So you definitely can upcycle, right? I love upcycling. So that's kind of how I feel about the Scrabble tiles. We're upcycling our Scrabble tiles. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to slap a coat of paint on this guy. I use some acrylic paint, and honestly, it's pretty close to the same color that the wood was to start with. It's just kind of a creamy white. Let the kids go to town on this and put a base coat down, and then let them paint whatever colors they want to on this guy. And then let's get down to business with it. Okay, so this is going to be quick and easy, you guys. This is definitely not going to be a hard one. Here is our frame. I'm going to set that to the side for just a second because I do want to look at these buttons individually because they are just so darn cute. Okay, so this is the baseball set. There is a little baseball, and it's not a flat back, which is kind of cool. It makes it super three-dimensional all the way around. He does have the 2 holes, so you can sew him on to any of your sewing projects that you want to. There are a couple of these little banners. They have an actual pennants, that's what they are, that say win. There's blue and red, love those. There are some blue and red stars, which are super cute as well. These are shank style. These 2, the little pennants, are shank style as well. There are some baseball caps, which are super cute. 2 baseballs and 2 baseball gloves. All of these have the shank on the back. So we're going to trim the shank off of these so that we can glue these down. But if you did not want to do a picture frame with these, all of these are just regular shank style buttons that you can sew onto anything. And these would look so cute for a boy or a girl who loves softball or baseball. My cousin, this is her favorite set. She's all about softball, and this is her favorite out of all the Dress It Up buttons. All right, so there are those. These are the ones that we're going to use, but just get a real close-up real quick of some of the other ones. So the football ones, like I said, there are a couple of footballs that are missing from mine, but there is one that says go, one that says team. There's football pennant or flag over a football, and then there were various sizes of footballs in here and a football helmet. Love this pack. This is one of my absolute favorites. And then the tiny ones, and they are all shank style buttons, and there's a bunch of these. These would look really super cute as buttons on clothing, right? Kids' clothes, well, anybody's clothes, to be honest. But when I look at these, I think of like when my son was a baby, he had all those rompers, and like they would have snaps or buttons up the front. These would be so cute as little buttons for a little romper for your little sports fan. Yes, so Maggie says, I'm thinking to wire wrap on bobby pins for my granddaughter's hair for game day. That's perfect. And you know what? I wish that I had a rubber band in here because I could show you a really cool trick. Let me look real quick because I love what you're thinking, and you don't even have to wire wrap. Let me look real quick. Let me just check my junk drawer here, because sometimes I have an extra rubber band. And you've given me a really good idea. It looks like I don't have one. Okay, well, stick around because next time I promise I will show you a way to add these to a rubber band that is super, super quick and easy. And you can put these in your hair, and then you can slip them right off of the rubber band. Super cool. Super, super cool. That's what's so great about Dress It Up buttons, right? There is so many uses for these, and putting them on hair ties or on bobby pins is just one of the many ways that you can incorporate these into things. Okay, so let's go back to our, I'm gonna lift you up just a little bit. Let's go back to our, yeah, you could just put a little lark's head knot with the rubber band or the hair tie and slide this guy on there. Yeah, and then you wrap it around your ponytail. I love it. It reminds me when I was a kid, remember the ponytail holders that had the two like marbles on either side? That's kind of what it reminds me of. Okay, so our frame, this one came directly from Walmart. I believe this is made by Plaid. I'm not sure, but I know that this was over in the craft department. It was super inexpensive, or you can use any that you've got. I added just a cream coat to this. I'm not gonna do any crazy painting on this until after I get everything glued down, okay? So what we're gonna do is I have selected a bunch of Scrabble tiles here that are gonna say, let's see, now remember this is for dad, but you can do this for anybody. It doesn't have to be just for dad. This would be a really cute frame in a kiddo's room for sure. So what we are going to make ours say is dad's, and I'm going to paint in a little apostrophe, and biggest, down the side, and then down here at the bottom, fans. So we've got dad's biggest fans and a cute little picture of the kiddos in the middle, or a hand-drawn picture from the kids is going to be super, super cute in this. So we're going to glue down our tiles, and then we're going to add our dress it up buttons to this and talk a little bit more about some of the things that we can do with this. All right, so I have my hot glue gun ready to go. I do have some extra glue here just in case, because I always tend to run out, and we're just going to glue these down one at a time. You do not have to use hot glue for this. If you're going to let the kids do this one, definitely use your craft glue. It works just as well. Okay, just pop these guys on there. Make sure that your hot glue gets nice and hot though. If I don't let mine get hot enough, and I'm doing these kind of crazy, I'm going to do dads and fans in kind of like whimsical, but then I'm going to do biggest right up and down. You'll see. But make sure that your hot glue gun, if you're going to use it, gets nice and hot, because sometimes when I'm in a hurry, my hot glue doesn't get hot enough, and though it melts, it doesn't adhere. Right, it loses its sticky. So definitely make sure that you let it get nice and hot and sit for a few minutes, because you don't want these to pop off later. All right, now I want to line up biggest, because I want that to be in a nice straight line, because this is a long word going down the side here. All right. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you're letting the kids do this, definitely just let them put the letters on here however they want to. I think that they will really enjoy putting this project together. I know that I have a good time with it. Right? I'm having a good time. Surely they would have a good time. But what's cool is, you know, you can be a sports fan, and any of the sports themed buttons are going to go with this project. So it doesn't just have to be baseball, doesn't just have to be football. If you are not a sports fan, you could definitely change up what you wanted your letters from your Scrabble game to say, and then use any of your favorite dress it up buttons. Right, for like, I'm thinking of like a fisher, a dad who likes to fish, which is definitely true in my house. Dad's biggest catch, right? And have, you know, your picture or the kid's picture, just something, you know, whimsical and fun like that. All right, so there is our biggest right there down the side, okay? And then I'm going to do fans and kind of back and forth down here. This is such a cute idea. And I love that I'm getting to use Scrabble tiles for this. There are some other, I'm kind of hinted at this at the top of our project here, but There are a couple of other really cool things that you can do with Scrabble tiles. You can actually turn these into jewelry. You can pop like a glue-on bail on the back of these. Let me raise this up just a little bit more, you guys. I know you're not going to be able to see the entire thing all in one shot, but I want you to be able to see as much of it as possible. You can make name plates with these. You can make magnets out of these. You could do magnets with your Scrabble tiles and your Dress It Up buttons, and just put whatever messages you wanted to, right, on your refrigerator, and you would have a really cute way to leave a message for your family or just play around with them. So lots of fun things you can do with Scrabble tiles. Okay, so we're going to let these dry a little bit, try to kind of get some of those little webs of our hot glue out of the way. And now we're going to put in some of our Dress It Up buttons from the baseball. I really love these. I think those will look super cute up here on the top, maybe. The little baseball. My husband is a huge baseball fan, so this is definitely a good one for our family for sure, but football definitely would have worked as well. All right, just kind of figuring out where I want to place everything, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool to trim the shank off of the back of all of these and glue these down. It's really, really cute. And you're going to have some leftover space here as well. So you can come back in with your paints later. In fact, I am going to come in with some paint after we glued in our buttons, and I'll show you guys. But since there's not a word here on this side, which you could put a word if you wanted to, you just put whatever you want on here to really further personalize this, but it gives us a great opportunity to let the kids kind of paint and get creative in some of those spaces. I'm going to put some buttons in our open space, but you can paint around all of these. And of course, put down whatever color you want to as your base coat. I just used this cream color just so that it was a neutral, so that you guys could see all of the beautiful buttons that we are adding to this. But, you know, let the kids get crafty with it. All right, let's see. What else can we add here? So these are the ones, let's put all these in the middle so we can really see them. All right, so we've got some of the little baseball caps, got the stars. Let's see here. I'm going to put these stars, I think, down here on the bottom. Really love these. So, speaking of stars, got some 4th of July projects coming up. And you guys let us know, what kinds of projects do you guys want to see? We do a lot, we did do a lot of jewelry there for a little bit, and now we've come back to kind of crafty things, but I'm always looking for ideas and inspiration. So if there is a certain project that you would like to see, and also, if there's a certain pack of Dress It Up buttons that you would like to see in a project, let me know, because I will be more than happy to oblige. All right, I like that. I think that's what we're going to do. So I don't think I'm going to use every single one of these, but you definitely could. But like I said, we're going to leave a little bit of space open down here, at least on this side. I'm going to leave out these guys. I can always come back in later and put them in if I want to. But, all right, so there are all of our buttons on here. Those are so cute. I love this project. I think it is really, really special, really, really sweet. And just imagine with a hand-drawn picture, right, of the family, or an actual photo of the family. I mean, you could really put whatever you wanted to in here. Dad's biggest fans, at least for this one, you definitely would want the kids to be in this one to let Dad know that they are his biggest fan, of course. And if you've just got one, you can take the S off. But I do want to add a little extra. So I have some paint pens here. I got some paint pens just because I thought that it might be a little bit easier than trying to paint with a paintbrush. So I've only used these a few times, but I gotta tell you, I really, really love these. If you want to let the kids use acrylic paints, but you don't want to deal with the mess, paint pens is the way to go. So we need a little apostrophe up here. Just gonna draw it in with the paint pen. So at least now it's it's grammatically correct, right? So we've got Dad's biggest fans, and then we've got room here where you can come in and put more buttons if you want to, or let's see, do I have a red? I don't know. I've got a red. Try this one out. Definitely have blue. You could put Dad's name here if you wanted to. You could put the kiddos' names here if you wanted to. Really, whatever makes you happy. So I'm just going to put a number 1. And I am going to thicken that up just a little bit. This really is so much easier than fighting with a paintbrush. I'm not really good at painting on flat surfaces. Give me anything with texture and I'm good to go. But when it comes to flat things, I'm not so good at it. So having these paint pens was a really good choice, at least for me. But you can paint whatever you want to on here, you guys. And if you don't want to paint, which I totally understand that as well, you can just add as many of your buttons as you want to and really fill up all of the space. These are cool. It's just like a marker, but it's going to dry down the same way an acrylic paint would dry down. So there's that. And you can get really creative. I probably will go back in and put some other things in here. I don't know. I may add some more of the dressed up buttons to this. I think I will. While I've got you here, let's just go ahead. I love the buttons, and the buttons are just such a great way. Like if you're not comfortable with your art skills, right? I mean, if you're letting the kids do it, that's one thing, but if you're going to do it yourself and you don't really paint well, which is me, I'm not the best. So the buttons are going to be my creativity here, which is exactly what we want, right? We want our dress it up buttons to be the star. Uh-oh, I don't know if that one will stay. I think it will. And there's that. And I can always add something else here. I may open another package of these, but there we go, you guys. Super cute, really quick and easy. This is going to be one that your kids are really going to enjoy doing. You can use up that Scrabble game that you haven't used in forever and add your favorite dressed up buttons. Does not have to be the baseball ones, it can be the football ones, it could be fish, it could be whatever speaks to you and your family, right? Whatever represents you guys. I just thought that was a really super cute way to use those. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys around. Oh, good. Maggie says my husband just gave it thumbs up too. Yay! I love that. I love that. I'm so glad. Sometimes when I get these craft projects together, I worry, so it's really good to have you guys' feedback for sure. It is very much appreciated. So let me hold this up so you guys can see all of it. How cute is that? Super, super cute, very personalized. So we've got baseball fan here, right? But any of the dress it up buttons that are going to represent the dad in your life, this is going to be great for that. Or just any frame in general. You can put together any fun frame for the kids' room, right? I'd even put this out somewhere other than the kids' room. I'd stick this in the living room, right? Just to show it off. And then add whatever photo you want to, or handmade picture of your family, right? From your kiddos. Super cute. Super, super easy to do. And not a big mess when you use the paint pens, which I really love. So I definitely give those my seal of approval for sure. They're super easy to use. You just shake them up and use them, and you can get those anywhere. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you guys enjoyed today's craft, let us know. If you want to see something else in particular, definitely let us know about that as well. And don't forget, you can pick up your Dress It Up buttons at any Walmart. So if you're going to go over and pick up one of these frames to let your kids put together a quick project for dad, grab some Dress It Up buttons while you're there. There is sure to be a style of Dress It Up buttons that is going to be a favorite for anyone, for sure. All right, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, you guys. I will be on other Facebook Lives if you want to see me again, but if you want to see another fun craft, join us same time, same place right here next week, and we'll have one for you. Okay, bye guys.